Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. I'm Brian Winnikins from World Dairy Expo. Thank you to our expo sponsors, including AMPI, Alcivia Co-op, Christina's Cover Crops, BioVet, Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin, Compeer Financial and Animal Wellness Center in Buffalo Valley. And as you can tell from behind us, those of you watching, we are at the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin's booth here at World Dairy Expo. Joining us right now, Suzanne Fanning. She's the Chief Marketing Officer with Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. We are going to talk about the brand new Born to Dairy promotion or program with the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. And Suzanne, thank you for joining us this morning. Okay, tell us about this program. What's Born to Dairy?
Well, I would love to tell you about it. It's a farmer-first storytelling campaign, and it really is all about showcasing the pride, the heritage, the personality, the quirks of all of our farmers across the state.
And so this is going to be done to feature these farmers. How's this going to be done?
Well, we're doing it in partnership with Charlie Behrens, a Midwest humor icon. So it's going to be a really funny campaign. And the videos are hitting his social today, actually any minute. So people should be seeing them. And we're showing some of like the fun personalities, like, here I've got some cards here, the Farm MacGyver. So this would be the farmer that everybody knows who can fix anything on the farm with baler twine and duct tape. And so we say he hasn't really thrown anything away since 1997, just in case. So this is kind of one of the fun personas.
I know radio engineers, myself included, we save everything. I'm just saying, because you might need it someday.
That's right, absolutely. And kind of like in contrast to that, right? So that would be kind of your traditional farmer. We've got maybe the new kind of farmer, and that would be the Gen Z farmer. And so this farmer, and this is kind of fun because you might recognize this model. This model is actually the current Allison Dairyland who stepped in to do this one for us. And this is the Gen Z farmer. And so we say that this one is actually slowly convincing Dad that the cloud is not just about the weather. So, and it's great. There are a lot of Gen Zs who are getting into farming, and we love it, and that's great. This is another one that people might not think of as the traditional sort of farmer because, sometimes people think of dairy farmers as kind of an older gentleman, maybe sitting on a pail, sadly, right? They don't realize that things are changing these days. And people will walk up to some of the younger, just fierce, fabulous, strong, independent women and say, oh, like, you're too pretty to be a dairy farmer. And there are so many young, wonderful women who are in dairy farming. So we did a whole persona around that called the Dairyland Darling. Another one you might recognize because this is modern day farm chick. And so she was our model for this one. And so we say that she is lethal with a pitchfork and a pout. So lots of fun things around her. Another fun persona, we got lots of these personas out there. This one is your iconic grandma on the farm, right? So she's raised 2 generations of farmers already. She's got barn shoes who are older than you, and she knows that anything can be solved with either butter or prayer. So,
you know what? There's that, and while it's not a dairy product, my grandma would also say brandy.
Yeah,
you got to have brandy included on that. That was. But she would fit that one perfectly.
Yep, absolutely. Also, TikTok is out there, and there's also Farm Talk, and so this was a good one. And although it's kind of funny because Charlie and Andrew's one of our board members who stepped in to model for this, said there's a lot more manure and a lot more cursing on Farm Talk than on TikTok. So just lots of fun things. We say he's one viral video away from an ag influencer deal. So many fun personas out there. We're launching with 6 here at Dairy Expo. There are more on the way, and we'd love for farmers to visit borntodairy.com and suggest more personas for us, because this is all kind of like user-generated stuff. These are all people who stepped in and did this for us for free. It's just a really fun campaign showcasing, like I said, those personalities, those quirks, just a lot of cool and fun things. We want consumers to know that these are their friends, these are their neighbors, these are people that are a lot like them, and they can support these farmers by looking for the Proudly Wisconsin badge, which is, you can see behind us kind of a little bit, looking for that badge by drinking Wisconsin milk, by eating Wisconsin cheese, Wisconsin butter, loading up on that ice cream, all of those wonderful things that you really want to do anyway. And we also want to use this campaign to bring farmers together. And we want to say there are all kinds of different farmers out there. We love them all. We need them all. The one thing they all have in common in Wisconsin is the power of promotion. And we want farmers to understand what's happening with promotion. And here in Wisconsin, we are focused on MILK. It's all about the milk. It is marketing at retail and directly to consumers. International efforts, we've now got Wisconsin dairy available in 50 different countries. Local efforts, the local efforts that farmers are telling us that they really care about, youth and schools and June Dairy Month, a lot of these local efforts, and then keys to the future. So we're focused on innovation and things to make sure that dairy is going to be really successful tomorrow as well. So MILK. And you can learn more about that by reading our annual report, by subscribing to our newsletter, by connecting with us, following us on Facebook. So anyway.
Talking with Suzanne Fanning, as she's Chief Marketing Officer at Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. Again, the new Born to Dairy program coming out. It's been released here at World Dairy Expo. Check out Charlie Barron's social media pages. And I'm sure these are also going to be propagating to Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin's social media, right?
They absolutely are.
And you mentioned you wanted to highlight the farmers. Hey, they're, some of the quirks and a lot. But this is kind of something as well for that person in town. They're just like us, really. I mean, because all of these quirks fit in town, too.
They absolutely do. And I think, and you'll see that more and more with some of the other ones coming out. So there'll be farmers who show their love for Quick Trip, farmers who show their love for Culver's, for Packers. So again, these are your neighbors. These are Wisconsinites.
Okay, now with Charlie Barron's, I know there's not going to be farmers that show their love for the Chicago Bears, I hope.
Yeah, I would think not.
I'm just saying. I don't know if that's going to be one of those topics there, or that love the Cubs. I mean, okay, Brewers, Packers, Badgers, but this is something. It's a little bit different, and really, you mentioned it's also for the farmers. It's been a very stressful time for all of agriculture. There's kind of a little bit of a mental health aspect here for the farmers too.
That's true. And I think what we want to also say is that we take dairy farming and dairy very seriously, but we don't always have to take ourselves so seriously. So we wanted to have something a little bit lighthearted. Humor definitely works. People respond to it.
It's going to be great. You're going to want to check this out. And again, you can check it out on Charlie Barron's social media, the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin social media. Also, visit the Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin's website. You got a suggestion? You definitely are going to want to, give a suggestion. I think that would be a wonderful way to include in this. This is going to be fun, and I love the collector cards. These are going to be collector's items someday, so don't get rid of them. Hint, hint to my mom, who got rid of all of my baseball cards when I was a kid, and those Robin Yount rookie cards are somewhere in the New Berlin landfill, which is really disappointing. Now, we're again with Suzanne Fanning, Chief Marketing Officer of Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. You're listening to the WRDN Morning Farm Report.